Basically, the physical element is missing.
Yeah.
He does love her use of the genitive, though.
But not the genital. Huh?
Dear Shandy. Welcome back to your brand new Dear Shandy Love is Blind Germany Season 2 recap, listeners. Hello, Andy.
Hallo.
Hallo. How are
Guten
you?
Tag.
Guten Tag. Wie geht's dir?
Das ist gut.
Ja, sehr
Sehr
gut.
gut.
Nur gut.
Sehr gut.
Really?
Gut.
You didn't seem good right before we got recording.
I'm making believe I'm good.
Oh, why, Andy? Do you want to tell the Shandies?
I'm just not really feeling this season.
Are you regretting taking on this season?
Well, I feel like we got the lesser of the two Germany seasons.
Yeah, one of the reasons we took this one on is because we heard Germany season 1 was such a shit show. But I gotta say,
there's no shit and there's no show.
It's a little peaceful. Everyone's on their best behavior,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean there's not a lot to dissect, Andy. So
Well,
shall
that's
we
true.
get
That's
going?
true. You got a point.
And so just a reminder before we get going that this is a recap for episodes 5 through 8. So if you missed episodes 1 through 4, it is linked down below and also right here. So we'll start off with Konstantin and Jessi. And since this is the top of episode 5, we are still back in Crete and they are going for a run
Oh, that
run.
sounds awful.
in the hot Grecian sun.
I'll tell you, when I was in Greece, the last thing I would have wanted to do is run anywhere.
I mean, I do appreciate how health conscious he is.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, good for him. It's just that's not my choice. I'm in Greece. There's hills. It's hot. It's a hot sun in Greece, by
Yeah,
the way.
it
It's
is.
not a normal sun.
I found it funny that she's wearing Converse for this run. Like she didn't have real running shoes. I just thought that was funny.
I respect the fact that she didn't plan on running in Crete.
So obviously here she stops the run to have a smoke. And then
Gotta recharge.
Yeah, got to recharge. And in our later scene, he returns from a workout. She's laying about smoking, and then she gives him a kiss. And he says something that this was actually the harshest thing I think we've seen Konstantin say.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, it's nice to get a fart-smelling kiss right after a workout."
Wow.
Whew,
Yeah, that's rough.
it was a little harsh,
A little harsh.
But
I mean, yeah.
we know what he means.
He's sick of it. He's done with it. He's had enough.
Of the smoking.
Yeah.
Only the smoking, it seems.
Just the smoking.
I gotta say, it's not a good smell.
It's not a good smell. And it's always there.
Yeah.
It's always there. You could try to cover it up with gum and mints and mouthwash,
Yeah.
but it's always there.
Yeah. I think that smokers think that they're covering it up better
They're
than they
not.
are. Yeah.
We're not.
Not to malign all smokers.
No.
Yeah.
Smoking. Look, everyone has their thing.
Yes.
But smokers' mouths do not smell amazing.
She says there are a lot of factors that affect her health. What difference does this make? And he says, well, you don't need to be smoking 50 a day on top of that.
Mhm.
And then they start going back and forth about how many cigarettes a day she smokes. She seems very in denial of how bad for her health smoking is,
Yeah.
which I feel like is a sign of youth.
She thinks she's going to live forever.
Yes.
I remember that feeling.
Oh my God. Me too.
Yeah.
I remember
never thought about it. I was just like, I'm invincible.
I remember thinking that age was never going to like fully
No,
reach me.
I actually mocked. I was like, people who were old. I was like, you fool. How'd you let that happen?
Okay, now they're on a sailboat. She says the smoking thing is a trigger point, how it was okay with him in the beginning. Like he knew that she was a smoker, but now it's not okay anymore. And I agree with the premise of what she's talking about. Like it is annoying when you're like, this is how I am. And someone's like, that's fine with me. And then after 6 months, they're like, actually, I want you to change that. But this is good for her health.
I think the problem is she's addicted to it. And when you're addicted to someone and someone's telling you to stop doing it, it
Yeah.
gets annoying.
Yeah.
Because you know somewhere deep in your subconscious, you hate yourself for having to do it. Right?
Oh, for having to smoke.
You have somewhere, I'm not saying consciously, but there's a place in your brain that's like, I hate the fact that we have to do this. And you have to smoke.
But smokers love smoking.
No, but they love it, but they also have to.
Oh, okay. And
It's
so they
kind-
pretend that it's
Yeah.
fully their choice.
There are times, I'm sure, when a smoker's like, oh, I really need a cigarette. They have a cigarette and they kind of feel a little bad. They're like, oh, God,
That's how
I shouldn't have to need this.
That's how I feel when I have a cookie and I really should have abstained.
Exactly, yeah. Your cookie addiction is something I stay away from, which I know if I talk to you about it, you're going to get upset.
Oh,
But I think it's cute.
Good recovery, Andy. No, for me, it's like the cookie. I really want the cookie and I really enjoy the cookie. But then the second the cookie's done, I'm like,
you feel a little guilty.
I kind of wish I hadn't eaten that cookie.
Yeah. And
like, why couldn't I just like control myself?
And smoking's the same thing. Yes, that cigarette is amazing, especially that first cigarette of the day or a cigarette after a meal or like a cigarette when you're emotionally wrought. You know, you have some big thing, like you got fired or you had a breakup or something really amazing happened. Either way, everything's good. A cigarette is so good, but it's also not good. Even a smoker knows at times they're like, ugh, I wish I didn't have to have these cigarettes. And so I think that when someone needles them about like, hey, stop smoking, it's very annoying because their inner voice is saying, stop smoking. Yeah. But their outer body is saying, no, these cigarettes are amazing. Don't get in the way of my cigarettes. Yeah. So it's a conflict. The things that we know are wrong about ourselves are the things that we hate hearing are wrong about ourselves from other people.
It is so true. And I feel like that could be applied across the board. Like, for example, when we get like a really nasty comment or something, if it's just a nasty comment and I know it's like completely false, I'm like, whatever. But when it touches on something that I know deep down might be like kind of right or that I don't like about myself, it affects me way more.
Yeah, I laugh off the stuff that's completely off base. Yeah. Like someone accuses me of something that's ridiculous. I know that's not true. It's not even close to truth. I laugh.
Yeah, but when it's like slightly, even if it's only 5% on base, you're like, ugh. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that she was acting like this was something he wanted to change about her as though it were a facet of her personality, but it's not. It's a habit.
Separate. It's something she can remove. Yeah. She isn't a smoker. I hate when people say that, like you're either a smoker or you're not a smoker. Yeah. You're not. No, you're not. You're a human who has been introduced to smoking and your body is like, I like nicotine and I need nicotine. You're not a smoker. Yeah. You're just someone who's more prone to addiction to nicotine.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, that's why I've never had a cigarette is because I don't want to find out if I have that level of addiction.
Same reason I've never done heroin, never done meth. Yeah. What else? That's it.
That list is short, Andy.
Let me, crack. Didn't do crack. I think.
Okay. So now we're back in the real world with these two. They move in together. They have this apartment together. There's a lot of emphasis on cleanliness. I find this very funny. Like Jessi's like, she has rules about shavings. Like shavings on the bathroom vanity and things like that. We learn also that she's a high libido and gets bitchy without sex.
All right.
I like Jessi. She's such a character.
I like her too.
In a later scene, they go to her apartment. She's shoes off.
Very nice.
We approve.
Very nice.
In a later scene, they meet Jessi's family and friends. Konstantin asks her father for his blessing, which felt very bachelor to me. Yeah. And Jessi's sister and friends seem skeptical about the whole experience, while Jessi insists she does know Konstantin. This isn't the honeymoon phase like they think it is. Andy, you said, I feel like she's the trouble sister.
Yeah. Don't you think?
Okay, so what are you suggesting?
I feel like they're worried about her. She's the friend you worry about. And she's done things in the past where they're like, we got to keep an eye on Jessi. So, you know, I think they might be wrong. I think her friends might be dicks. Yeah. But either way, I think they're like, oh, here she goes again.
Yeah, but to me, Jessi does not seem like the trouble child. Like maybe comparatively with a lot of like more straight-laced people. Right. And I say that because I think that growing up, my parents like worried about me. Like I was such a wild child, which now that I'm older, I'm like, are you kidding me? It's like crazy. I was so absolutely crazy. Yeah, I was very squeaky clean. Like they had nothing to worry about. But I do feel like that's that element of worrying. It can chip away at a person. And so I don't know. I like that Jessi's a sort of like, she is sort of a wild child. She's her own person. Yeah. But I don't think she's stupid.
No, she's not.
No. And I think that she is excited about Konstantin because they have a really good relationship.
Yeah, I think she just has more straight-laced friends than she.
Okay, so now we're in Mallorca, seeing Konstantin's Mallorca apartment. Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Konstantin.
This apartment was a panty dropper.
It was mine too. It was my boxer brief dropper.
Andy, you were convinced it's a fake apartment. It was too nice.
Too nice.
This is where Andy was like, what does he do for a living?
How much? What is he? He's an event planner?
Event planner.
What kind of events is he? Is he planning like the UN meeting? Like, what is he doing?
I don't know, but since our last recap, I have sleuthed a little bit online, and he has like 22 something 1,000 followers on Instagram. And I'm sure it's gone up since then. And it doesn't seem related to Love is Blind Germany. So I think that he's like, he maybe has some clout. I don't know.
I think he's a very big event planner. I know an event planner.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And?
My friend JB, he's a huge, he started this company and it's huge. He has companies and now he has one in the United States, one in Japan, and one in Europe.
Wow.
It's insane. He's had so much money, he doesn't know what to do with it. He's one of those people where you see him, he's just like every day, he's like, oh, I got this new house, I got this new car. Event planning.
Wow.
He does things with like Clintons and like
really
like Mike, like name the most famous people in the world, Brad Pitt, George Clooney, all of them have been through his events. He does everything.
Oh, wait, so should we get into event planning?
I think now's the time.
I can't think of a worse thing for us, like worse suited to us than that. I couldn't even plan our own wedding.
It's all schmoozing.
Yeah, can't do that. Jessi is dissatisfied with the cleanliness of this apartment, and we thought this was crazy.
Unbelievable.
It was clearly a very tidy apartment. And he kept saying, he's like, no one's been here for 5 weeks, right? Like, basically what he was saying is, I didn't just clean this place. Like, it just happened to be left this way, which I do think
left in very good condition.
Yeah, and she's not happy about it. She seems very mad about the apartment in general.
I think she's negging him. I think she saw the apartment and she's like, play your cards right, Jessi. Don't get too excited. Maybe say it's too dirty. Say something negative so he doesn't get too big a head. But you walk into that apartment, come on, who walks into that apartment and it's like,
I agree.
In Mallorca.
It was
It's not like it's in like the middle of, I'm not going to say a place, but someone's going to live there and be upset. But you know the kind of place I'm talking about.
Yes, it was a sick apartment and very tidy, especially for a man's apartment. Because let's be honest, sometimes men's apartments.
Yeah.
But Andy, you said this is the nicest place I've ever seen on any of these shows ever. I want to bang him for his house. And he was very defensive of Konstantin here. Okay, so later on, Jessi meets Konstantin's mom in what appears to be paradise, is what I wrote. Because they're still in Mallorca and they're on this property. And I was like, is Mallorca like this property blew us away. It was unbelievable, so unbelievable that I started researching Mallorca properties because I was like, is Mallorca like a really affordable place to live? Like, should we be eyeing Mallorca? I honestly think that property they were on was like $20 million.
Yeah. This was not the property normal people live on nowadays. This is like the property you see like 400 years ago.
Yes.
Like maybe, and even then it's rich people.
Yes.
But now it's like uber rich people.
So here's the question. His father, it seems, is a musician. Remember, he talked about how he had either composed or just sang the...
Well, now I'm pretty sure he composed it based on that house.
Okay.
This guy must be
I think his
like
father's
a banger
kind of,
musician.
I think he's kind of famous.
He's got to be famous. I think the whole family's famous and they have family money. I think it's everything.
We were also marveling at how young and healthy his parents looked.
Everyone was healthy. That's how much money they have. Everyone there was 80 years old.
Anyway, Jessi passes all this with flying colors. And then in a later scene, they are in the countryside of Mallorca. He says he doesn't even need to wear his hearing aids there. He feels like he can hear without them. The island heals him. I thought that was beautiful. You can really, it would have been interesting to know Konstantin before his brain tumor diagnosis and then after. I just wondering.
When he was partying.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much he's changed. I think it's interesting. Anyway,
I think it's great. I think it's always good to start partying and end not partying. It's the best way to go.
She says she loves him. He says it back. And Andy, you said she saw that property and loves him now.
I mean, come on. Did you not see that? It got stepped up a little bit.
In a later scene, they go for a stroll. She asks if he's ever cheated. He says yes.
She's like, who cares? I'm good.
Well, she has also cheated, it turns out.
She has cheated.
They both deeply regret it. I appreciated this. I appreciated this conversation about the cheating. Yeah. We have both admitted to having cheated and regretting it here on the podcast. And I just think that it's refreshing when people could just admit it, even though they know it makes them look bad. Because
makes them look human.
Well, also, it's so lame to lie about cheating.
It is. It's cowardly.
It's so cowardly. And honestly, a lot of people cheat. I'm not saying that it's right, but I thought it was refreshing to see the two of them on a TV show be like, yeah.
Have an adult conversation about cheating. And that's the part of this season that I like. I like how adult a lot of the conversations are.
Yes, totally.
I miss that.
Yes.
I just also miss the train wrecks.
There is a lack of train wrecks. Okay, in a later scene, they take a gondola in Bavaria. He re-proposes with a new ring.
That was nice.
This one seems to be platinum.
More nicer band.
But the diamonds seem like the same size.
Yeah, it was a very...
Yeah, they are not into big diamonds.
I think they're not as ostentatious about the stuff in Europe.
Yes.
I think it's more like, it's like considered gauche to have a big diamond.
As we said in our last recap. Okay, so Andy, what is our prediction for these two? Yay or nay, are they going to work out? 1, 2, 3, yay. Oh.
Strong yay.
Yeah, the sense I get from these two is that they're so yay. It's like they don't even get as much airtime as they probably could. Because it's like, they're sort of like the given couple.
They're the given couple.
Yeah.
Peak life, spelled with a Q and not with a K. Peak life, make your skin glow from within.
Oh, Andy, you really hit that note. And it's true, Andy. Peak products have, I think, helped my skin glow from within.
You are drinking your cosmetics. Drink them.
But it's true. You can spend all the money on fancy serums and creams and all the things, putting it on topically. But if you are not hydrating and anti-inflammatorizing your cells from within, your skin will never glow.
And it delivers better. It delivers to your body, delivers to your whole system from within to without.
So Andy and I are holding between the two of us the Radiant Skin Duo. I have the ceremonial grade Sun Goddess Matcha, and I love having the matcha in the morning and then the beauty electrolytes in the afternoon. The matcha reduces inflammation, it detoxes, and then the electrolytes replenishes cells and hydrates, and they work as a set.
It's a good drinking habit.
So redefine your standard of health.
Get 20% off your order.
And begin your intentional wellness journey today at peaklife.com/Shandy.
That's PIQUE life.com/Shandy.
Okay, so next up, we're going to go all the way back to Crete, Andy, to cover Jubriel and Wandi. So our first scene with these two, they're in the shower together. He doesn't even look at her, she later says.
It's very upsetting.
Yeah.
This whole thing was upsetting. Like, she's putting herself out there. She's obviously got some insecurities, and he's just absolutely hammering it home.
Yeah. Well, and what gets me is that he's not grown enough to just be like, I'm not feeling this.
How easy would that have been?
It would have been
so easy. It's not like a breakup. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The proposal is BS.
Yeah.
You start dating when you leave the pod.
Yes.
You are serious. Basically what it is, the equivalent of a third date in real life. That's all the out of the pods is. It's not, the marriage stuff is nonsense. And especially engagement. Engagement is meaningless. The marriage, you actually have a contract. You have to get a divorce.
I think it depends on the couple, but yes, I know what you mean. I think in their case, honestly, the proposal was like second date.
Second date, maybe. Yeah. And not even an amazing second date. Like a second date where you're like, I'll give it another shot.
Yeah. He just clearly wanted to be on TV for as long as possible.
So what I'm saying is the stakes are so low.
Yeah.
Be a man. It's different if you've been dating for 2 years and one day at brunch, you're like, I'm not happy anymore. I want out. Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah.
It's not even dating. They just checked into a hotel together. They barely know each other. They kissed a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, he can't just say, listen, I'm not feeling it. I'm really sorry. You are absolutely wonderful. I'd love to stay friends, but this is not working. No, he wanted to be on TV and sulk.
Sulk. That's what it seemed like. He felt like he was sulking. He was always looking in the polar opposite direction of wherever she was.
So rude.
So
childish. It's what a child does.
Yes. And honestly, it's the bare minimum of what he owed her. It's like he thought he owed her like pretending to be in this relationship. No, all you owe her is honesty and be upfront that you're not in this. And it's so obvious. Why make her do it? Which is what ends up happening.
And also, I must add, based on all the previous seasons I've seen, she was never annoying.
No.
There have been many times where a person in her situation was super annoying.
Yeah,
and you as the viewer was like, okay, I could see myself being a little bit of a dick here. This is annoying.
Yeah.
Even then, you should still break up. But she was never annoying.
Ever.
I never saw one drop of annoyance. She was mature,
She's
respectful,
lovely.
Sweet, caring.
So lovely. Honest. Yeah. I mean, okay, so they go to a group party. Pretty much Jubriel is like excited to see Konstantin. I gotta say, Konstantin is like, he's popular.
Yeah, he's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the alpha.
I wrote, why isn't anyone getting wasted at the group party? It would have been nice to see someone get drunk, but no, that didn't happen.
No.
After the party, this is where Wendy's trying to have an adult conversation. She clearly is trying to like end it or like bring it to a point where maybe he would just be honest with her. And this gets me. He says he doesn't think he's brought a spark out in her in the way she wanted. The wording of that. Oh, isn't it amazing how he manages to put it on her?
Oh, he's done a lot of mental gymnastics to try to make himself not look bad.
Yes. She says she's never gotten undressed in front of a man and had him not even notice, and calls it a stab. And he says he feels like he's in a cage trying to escape, but still doesn't end it. He's like, can we sleep on it? And she's like, okay. And so then the next morning, in his confessional, Jubriel says he feels bad for Wendy, that she isn't doing well.
Externally to him.
Like, how can he not do the math to realize that it's his behavior? It's his treatment of her. She's doing well in every other way. It's just this.
Oh,
because he's making her feel terrible about herself.
He knows. He's just gaslighting.
Yeah. Well, he's a pro at gaslighting, it seems. Wendy finally expresses some anger with him, thank God. Says he's only thinking of himself. And he says, but he has to be honest with himself. Some people meet at a time when they're not meant to be.
Oh, God. Gag me with a spoon. Do you remember that? When he said gag me with a spoon.
Wait, what's that from?
You don't remember gag me with a spoon?
No.
It was like when the Valley Girl talk was a big thing.
Oh, really?
Gag me with a spoon.
Oh, was it like whatever?
Yeah, like gag me with a spoon. Like you're grossed out or you're annoyed by something.
Okay, with a spoon though. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, that was the saying.
Wendy says the ring doesn't have the meaning she hoped it would and doesn't need it. She hands it back to him and walks away with so much as a hug or a look back.
No.
And in his confessional, Jubriel says, the decision we made was the right one.
Unbelievable.
Andy,
Unbelievable.
You said we at least give her the credit. At least give her the credit to have ended it. It's just like, yeah, we came to this decision. It reminded me of the Josy breakup in the pods, where he was clearly not really happy about her having ended it. And he was like, oh, yeah, I agree. We came to that conclusion.
Oh,
He's so passive.
This guy.
Okay, so now in Berlin, the group party. Wendy arrives and gives the group the down low. And apparently Jubriel, this is what he said in Crete, was that we'll figure it out on the outside. And then he never even texted, reached out, anything.
Are you really surprised?
No, I'm not surprised.
That checks out with his behavior.
That's the thing. Like, even I don't know how much it was like, we'll figure it out later, or how much of it really ended in Crete. I still think, though, that it's like a courtesy thing to be like, hey, how are you doing? Yeah. I don't know. He just clearly didn't care about her.
He's a jerk.
Meanwhile, Jubriel arrives and says that they ended things on good terms and there's no bad blood.
Of course not.
Konstantin, he's so great. He tells Jubriel he should probably communicate with Wendy. And that's the only reason why this next conversation happens. I think Jubriel was like, yeah, we're good. So finally he asks Wendy to talk. And what ensues is a very painful scene where he basically just gaslights Wendy into thinking that what he said he didn't say.
Like she's a bad person for talking to him about it.
He is so upset about her making him look bad.
He got called out in front of the cameras.
Yes.
So he's angry at her.
But it's his behavior. His behavior is why he has
Someone had to keep him accountable.
Yes.
So who's going to hold him accountable? He's not holding himself accountable for any of it whatsoever.
Yeah. And honestly, the fact that he is this focused on his image instead of her feelings says it all.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how by being so focused on your image ends up looking worse than if you just cared about the person who's talking to you?
You know what's funny about this show? People say these dating shows, they're fake, they're staged, it's BS. Everyone's self-aware of the cameras. They know they're on a show. Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are out there for clout. But in the end, you find the true character of someone on these shows. That's what I like about them.
Yeah.
You can't escape. You can try, you can fake it, but you can't escape in the end.
Yeah.
Except for Gary. Gary fooled us all.
Gary Turner. But not in the end.
Not in the end.
Anyway, in the end, Wendy's pretty much like, he wasn't into me. That's all it was. I just wish he'd been honest with me. I mean, she is so great. And
she's absolutely lovely.
Yeah. And I have confidence she's going to find someone great.
Yeah, me too.
Who knows? Maybe having been on this show, someone will slide into her DMs.
I think I know. No, not who knows. Everyone knows. She's going to get slid into the DM.
Okay, so next up we have Gunnar and Josy, Andy. So all the way back in Crete, it's the morning after since episode 4, and it seems like they were.
Yeah, they did it.
They were intimate.
They did it.
And it seems like it was good.
It was good. I'll tell you something. Gunnar, he knows what he's doing.
I mean, we said last time that,
That's not even his real name. That's
That's his nickname.
Yeah.
like you, Machine Levine.
Maybe.
That was Andy's nickname. Okay, so Gunnar and Josy go hiking hand in hand. She says his character trait that worries her the most. She says his character trait that worries her the most is that she worries that if she needs space, she might hurt his feelings. And then he says, wow, that really aligns with my greatest fear, which is that I won't notice if you need space and I'll be too in your face.
Oh, wow.
They're so aligned that even their fears
That's such a cute greatest fear,
I
too.
know, such a yin-yang greatest fear. Also, I think the kind of person who fears that he'll be too in her face when she needs space is the kind of person who is not too in someone's face when they need space.
Also the kind of person you want to date.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so the group parties come and go. I mean, nothing happens with these two. They're so drama-free.
Yeah.
Later on, at a tiny table in the middle of nowhere, I wrote, this is still in Crete. He tells her he loves her. And now we're in Munich, back in the real world. Again, it's the morning after. It's clear that they had a very good time.
Banging.
And she says in her confessional, he loves every roll of fat on me, every inch.
Aww.
These two.
I know.
I mean, how cute are they?
Cute. It's cute.
I think this is honestly how it should be. Like this level of, I just love how they're as into each other physically as they are emotionally. It's just nice.
Yeah. The physical has, honestly, in these Love is Blind shows, the physical has to be there.
Important.
You know there's a problem. And they're like, oh no, I want to wait.
Yeah.
I'm not, nothing against waiting. I'm not maligning waiting.
Yeah.
I'm just saying on this show, generally speaking,
I agree.
just probability wise,
I agree.
when they're waiting,
it's not a
they're
great
not
sign.
into it.
Yeah. So in a later scene, they're eating fries. He steps away from the table to take a call from mom. This is the one point of contention, I would say, in these 4 episodes, is where she's like, well, you talk to your family a lot.
No, but that's her trigger. That's not his problem.
Yeah. This came off a little harsh. I think it can be quite beautiful when someone's as in touch with their family as he is his.
Yeah. She was jealous.
You think she was jealous?
Absolutely. She's trigger jealous. I don't want to malign her because, she's gone through a lot, but I think for sure
she doesn't have that.
She would love to have that.
Yeah.
And his is extreme. Most people don't talk to their mom every day, right?
Yeah.
So she's just like, it's bringing something up in her.
I
clearly.
agree.
Her reaction was out of character.
I agree. And in his confessional, I love this. Gunnar was like, I'll continue to communicate with my family the way I need to and the way they need to.
Bitch.
He's pretty much like, no, I'm not going to talk to my mother less because you are uncomfortable with it, which I think is good.
Deal with it.
Well, because I think that sometimes between these two, I sometimes worry that Gunnar is too like accommodating.
Yeah.
Like she's the one always sort of like, I don't want to say like insulting him, but she's the one who's like teasing him and he takes it really well. But I love how here it shows his confidence. He's like, I will not stop talking to my mother.
Gunnar is classic confidence. He doesn't have to be the tough guy. He doesn't have to raise his voice.
Yep.
He's just like, I'm in charge and I'm going to do it with such a soft hand that you have no idea that I'm in charge.
Big stick.
Mm-hmm.
But we really love Gunnar
and
here.
Thick. Don't forget thick.
Do you think that other people see Gunnar the way we do?
Gunnar has girth. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, in a later scene, they go wedding gown and tux shopping. Andy, we observed how the love of wedding gowns is truly universal. It's not like an American thing.
Hilarious. I mean, I think it's just like you've been taught about this fairy tale since you were a little tiny girl over and over and over again. And there comes a point where even women, I know women are a little more, on average, more into like pretty clothes than men are. Yeah. I mean, on average, but not always. But
okay.
Usually. I can't generalize about anything. I can't say anything anymore.
Okay. Say what you're going to say.
Saying a thing that an old guy says.
Okay.
Let me get away with it, please. But I think that the reaction to wedding dresses is so ridiculously over the top that it has to be something unnatural. It doesn't make any sense.
So what you're saying is that you've been conditioned to see it.
Like it's in your blood. Like you've been over and over again. This is the most important day of your life. This wedding dress. This is it. This is the day. This is your purpose. This is everything. This is a princess. It's all in that dress. And most honestly, I've seen you see the great. I mean, you love fashion.
Yeah.
I haven't met any. I've never dated a woman who loves fashion more than you. And you'll see a dress that you're like, oh my God, I just have to have this dress. And you're like, just like, oh, this dress is great. I'm going to get this dress. You're not like crying and like,
yeah, but a wedding gown obviously is like,
it has meaning.
Stirs more. Yeah.
It has meaning, but it's still a dress. It's just a dress.
Okay. So what's interesting about this is to me, that level of like crying when you put on a wedding dressing, I had seen as American. And because I'm not American.
Right. That's my point. It crosses borders.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing is, growing up, I wasn't really given that messaging. And right down to the fact that when I did go wedding dress shopping, it really wasn't that experience where I was like, oh, no, this is the dress. It was more like, oh, what do I need to change about this to make this more what I would want? Like, it was more just like me chipping away at something. Right. And I don't know how much of that is me being Canadian or me being
I think it's you
Chinese
being you.
Or what.
You being and your parents.
Yeah,
just
my parents,
your general upbringing.
My upbringing. Yeah, but I always wanted that moment.
Sure.
Like I wanted to go wedding dress shopping and put on a dress and be like, yes, this is the dress. But it just never happened for me. And I looked for a long time.
I honestly think that for me to like, I'm going to put myself in these women's position. I'm going to try to be there. I'm going to try to be in their shoes.
Okay.
For me to put on that dress and proceed to cry, it would have to be that I suddenly realize I'm marrying the wrong person.
Oh.
That's how I would cry. I would start bawling, which I was like, this is wrong. Not crying because, oh my God, this is the day. I'm in my beautiful wedding dress. I'm a bride. This is amazing. I mean, that kind of would have been internalized over the last few months. I would have figured that one out. But the crying would have come from the dress telling me this is real and you're about to marry the wrong person. That's my opinion. Yeah. I'm always amazed. But
I think it's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful.
We sound like we're being critical.
No, I'm not being critical. I find it adorable. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It actually warms my heart. But I still think the reaction is unnatural based on all the other things that people react about.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like how people celebrate their wedding anniversary.
Right.
When I think your meeting
100%.
Anniversary is way more a thing. It's like that was an arbitrary date that you chose based on a venue's availability.
It's your birthday. You don't just celebrate the day you made your first friend or started school. You celebrate your birthday.
Yeah.
The birth of a relationship is the day you met.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, we agree. I'm preaching to the choir.
I'm interested to see people's reactions. I got to say, I did love Josy's gown.
Good gown, yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah. It was probably my favorite I've ever seen on these shows ever.
Yeah, it was a great gown.
I
agree.
Amazing.
I mean, I could even tell.
Yeah. Okay, so later on, Gunnar meets Josy's friends at an outdoor cafe. The kids thing obviously comes up here. And Josy says, yes, maybe she'll realize one day that she wants kids. It could be a reason to break up. Dun, 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 that's our cliffhanger. But then when we pick back up, she says, she always thought she'd be a mother, but that's because society never told her it could be any other way. Oh, God, I love the way she thinks. Yeah. She says she's fine with the motherhood thing in this moment, so it's not an obstacle to marriage. So pretty much the gist with Josy, and it has been this whole time, is we'll cross that bridge when we get there. No. But she values Gunnar and what they share above all else, which, I mean, I find this relatable personally.
Yeah.
Like if I had met you and you were like, I never, ever, ever want kids because of how I am, I would have been like, but I like you, but I like you. This is harder to find than someone.
Oh, so you would have stayed with me if I said absolutely no kids?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's good. I guess I'm not surprised.
Later on, Josy and Gunnar have his family over. This is a little bit tense at times. They talk about Josy's slower burn. So Gunnar was more in it than Josy. And she says, well, she was a bit skeptical. And then his mother's like, so why did you take part?
Oh.
I wrote, this is very German. Just based on my experience having lived there for a little bit. You know, what she was saying was like, I'm skeptical. She was like, I'm just like feeling things out, right? Like she has her reasons, which is totally understandable. And it's like, it's such an obvious.
Why did you take part?
To me, it just like, it didn't need to be said. Like,
yeah, I agree.
You can understand why she might be skeptical. That doesn't mean that you don't participate in the entire thing. The only reason you would sign up for Love is Blind is if you blindly are going to just fall in love with it and never have any hesitations whatsoever.
It's low hanging fruit. When the family asks questions or the friends ask questions like that, I'm always like, come on.
Yeah.
You got to do better than that.
It reminded me of when I was on The Bachelor and my bachelor had a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how I feel about the kid. And everyone was like, well, you knew he had a kid. Why did you go on then? It's like, there's so many reasons.
Scumbag.
There's so many reasons why you would go on a show like this beyond just thinking you're going to end up with the bachelor with his kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like an
you go for
experience
fame,
thing.
Instagram followers.
This was pre
That's right.
Instagram,
That's true.
Andy.
That's true.
Okay, in our final scene with these two, they are packing. Everything seems peachy with these two, but I got to say that at the very, very end, the show throws a little wrench in there because in his confessional, Gunnar says the wedding isn't taking up that much space in his mind. He's not ready yet.
I think this is just BS.
Okay. You think that's just to throw us off the set?
Yeah, they're trying to create drama.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Okay, so you think he is ready? They're going to go walk down the aisle and both say yes.
I think it's going to happen.
Okay, so our prediction 1, 2, 3, yay. I agree.
So Sharleen, tooth grinding is a problem.
It is.
It's a big problem. Do you know that over 100 million Americans grind their teeth?
Really?
Yeah, you can hear it. If you listen very carefully in the middle of the night, you can hear a gentle grind.
A chorus of grinding.
Yeah, like crickets.
It's true, Andy. Grinding your teeth is bad. You guys all know by now, my father, now retired, was a dentist. And
he's always a dentist.
He's forever a dentist. And he would always stress the importance of not grinding at night. So normally if you get a custom night guard, this is a long process. You have to go to the dentist. They have to take an impression. Then you have to wait and all these things. And it costs a lot of money. With Remy, you still get to do all the impression stuff because it is truly custom. But they send you the impression kit to your door. So you receive it and then you like mix the putty. It's actually fun. And then you like bite down on it. You hold it for 5 minutes. You ship it out and then they ship back your custom night guard. You never have to leave your home. And I am not kidding when I say it costs 80% less to get a custom night guard through Remy versus getting one done through the dentist.
Grinding is for the prom, not for sleep.
Good. So start the new year right and use code Shandy to get 50% off your new Remy night guard.
That's 50% off at shopremi.com/Shandy using code Shandy.
And we thank Remy for sponsoring this episode. All right. So moving on, Andy, to Jan and Loan. Okay, so we're all the way back in Crete. I mean, do we even have to go through this? It's basically the physical element is missing.
Yeah.
It continues to be missing. He does love her use of the genitive, though.
But not the genital. Huh?
It was funny, actually, watching this in German and then also in the dubbed version because he was talking about the genitive, which is, I honestly, it's like upsetting to me to have to think about this again.
It does not need to be covered here.
Yeah, German grammar was an extremely stressful experience for me. But when they put it in English, they compared it to there versus there.
Yeah, so it's a similar level.
I just thought it was fun. It was funny to imagine producers like sitting in a room being like, what is the English equivalent to this?
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
That was high level subtitles.
I suspect it's not quite there and there, though.
It's probably a little more nuanced.
I think it's more advanced than just misspelling there and there.
It's more grammar nerdy.
Okay, so later on in the group party, Jan is just comparing. Compare, despair, Jan. He's comparing their partnership to all the others, and he tells Konstantin is every guy's confidant.
Yeah, and he tells it like it is.
Konstantin?
Yeah. He's not going to humor you. He's not a yes man. After
the party, Loan is upset that Jan would discuss issues with his friends instead of with her, which I completely agree with. Why do men do this?
Well, this is not fair. I mean, this is an unnatural pairing, right?
I know. It's so unnatural.
And it's very hard for me to give Jubriel a pass because I feel like he showed his true colors.
Yeah, Jubriel.
But I will say in general, if you put two people together who don't have physical chemistry at all, and you're like, hey, here's a hotel room. Okay, get married, enjoy that. Yeah. You're going to get problems. Yes. You're going to get conflict. You're going to get a not good situation.
Yes.
So I got to, give him a little bit of benefit of the doubt here. But it's just painful to watch when there's no obvious physical chemistry. None. Zero. Because it's just all this mental gymnastics about, I like to wait and I'm not ready yet and all this BS. It's just not right.
I agree. In a later scene, they go to a farm and they seem to have this breakthrough where when they're doing an activity instead of thinking all the time that's good for them. And then Jan's like, oh, I have a strong desire to do better. I wrote, oh, these two. I love Loan, actually. I just find him exhausting.
It's exhausting.
He thinks that, like you said, the mental gymnastics will get him there. It's like just...
Yeah. He's like the emo band version of Jubriel's, like, Megadeth.
Okay, so now back in the real world, they're walking around Munich. I wrote, I just wish they would talk about something that isn't their relationship. Like, it just feels like nice. Just so much talking about it instead of just being in it. Andy, you said, have they even kissed yet? And when you said that, I was like, actually,
I'm not joking. I don't remember seeing a kiss.
I can't remember seeing a kiss.
I don't even remember in the reveal that they kissed.
Okay, and now in the group party, Jan tells Konstantin, everything with Loan is amazing. It's missing nothing. He's just waiting for those feelings to kick in. Okay, so finally, the fateful scene where they're writing their wedding guest list. He straight up says he's not sure if they're ready for this. And she's like, well, what's missing is the physical intimacy. It's crazy to think that it took this long for these two to break up, honestly. Yeah. He says his fear is greater than his confidence. It's over. And Andy, you said all it took was him making a guest list. It did feel sort of like that made it real for him.
That was his wedding dress.
Yeah. It was like a wedding thing. Do you want to tell the story? Actually, I just learned this story the other night. But the story about, because Andy was previously engaged to someone else, obviously. Do you want to tell the story? I love this story.
About the Hyatt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was engaged to a woman who I'm dear friends with now, by the way.
Yes. She's lovely.
Lovely. We were supposed to be friends the whole time. Just, we ended up deciding to get married. So we were looking at wedding places with her dad. We were going around,
with her dad.
With her dad.
Yeah.
And we were looking at these wedding places, and there was like all these like hotels with like a ballroom, and they were also
But don't diss that. A lot of people get married in hotel ballrooms.
No, I'm not dissing that. I'm not dissing anything. You can get married in a dungeon. Yeah. I don't care. I'm just saying that I saw these, like, they were all the same. It was like ballroom. Here we go. Here's you walk into the hotel, you got the check-in, you got the gym, and then there's a ballroom, and that's where you get married. It's like the same thing every place. And it just felt so like, it felt so real and so undesirable to me at that moment. And that was where it just hit me. That was my wedding dress.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
I can't do this.
This can't happen.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, it took something like that to make it real. But sometimes you can just sit there and, are abstract things. Yeah. And they're like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah. I can make this work.
This is the most salient example of this I can think of is when you are standing at the edge of a very high cliff. Okay. To jump into water. Or a very high diving board, or a ledge.
Okay, we get it.
Something
a
high.
A diving board or a ledge, a cliff, like we get it.
You look down and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. But if you sit on your couch and someone's like, we're going to go to this place where you jump off a high ledge into water, you're like, yeah, I got that. Yeah. That's no problem. Yeah. Just jump right off. You just go in, it's water. What's going to happen? Totally. It's the same thing. It's just like you have to be on the cliff. You have to be on the ledge. I think this is not the first time this analogy has been used. Yes. If you're on the ledge, suddenly you make the right decision.
So this was Jan with the wedding guest list. He finally did the right thing. He finally ends it. And I'm glad. I'm glad he did. Because to be honest, I don't know if Loan was going to have the strength to do it. Didn't it kind of feel like she was just optimistic that they could maybe get there?
Yeah, because she really was holding out hope. I don't know. She was being a little unrealistic based on the scenario. But he was feeding her some kind of BS here and there.
Yeah, he was feeding her BS. But I love Loan, honestly. I was a big fan all season. And I'm glad he didn't waste her time any more than he did.
Yeah, me too. In the end, he manned up. In the end.
Way more than Jubriel ever did.
Way more.
Okay, so finally, Andy, we're on to German Andy, a.k.a. Mr. Cologne, and Yasmin, our most dramatic couple by far, sadly.
That's all we get. That's all we get.
Okay, so we're back in Crete. Generally good chemistry with these two. They definitely seem to be attracted to each other. Yeah. But she's starting to feel like he doesn't mean what he says. I know what she means about Andy, and it's so hard to place. Like, he'll say all these words about how much she means to him.
It's lacking emotion.
But it's like a smile that doesn't reach the person's eyes. You know what I mean?
It feels like he's playing poker.
Yeah, you just don't really believe him. And I don't know why. It's just like a gut feeling.
He gives me player vibes.
Yes.
And not scumbag player.
No, like
gentleman player.
Yes, and also player without thinking he's a player. Like I guarantee
he's so used to it that it's just part of his language.
We said this in the last recap. Like I think if you were to ask him if he's a player, he'd be like, no.
Oh yeah, of course not. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not. Like I really care. I really care. Like, and that's how but then he moves through life a little carelessly, or it moves through dating at least a little carelessly, which is what we saw with Celia and the breakup letter and things like that. It's like there's not a thinking 2 steps ahead of. I just think that there are a lot of guys like this in dating where they're like, I care so much about you, like I can see a future with you, and then like 2 days later they're breaking up with a girl.
It's all talk. The talk is lacking warmth. It's lacking emotion. It's lacking intensity.
Yeah.
It's kind of just, it's like cold eggs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're hungry, cold eggs aren't that bad, but generally speaking, not your first choice.
It's hard to place, but I do feel it with him. So over in the real world in Berlin, they are making a DIY box for her cat.
Oh, Yasmin.
This was so cute. I think this is where you fell in love with her a bit. She's so handy.
I mean,
I know this wasn't like
handy with a cat box.
With a cat box, the fact that she would be like, I want to make that.
It's the cutest thing I've seen on this whole franchise.
It was very cute. And then she was in there with her saw.
Oh, God. Oh, the combination of the handiness, the cat, the cuteness.
It was all very cute. It was her idea, right? I mean, she seemed to be spearheading the whole cat box making.
Yeah, I don't think Andy's a cat box kind of guy. Does he look like that
he was
too?
he was helping.
He was helping.
Okay, in a later scene, they talk finances at a dining room table. I wrote, it's very businesslike. So the gist here is that she wants a fully joint account, no individual accounts. What is hers is his, what's his is hers. There's only us.
All right.
And
so, I can understand how in this setting that might be a little abrasive at this point in time.
Oh, you think it's too early?
I think it's just like, there's so much pressure and so much newness and so much risk involved with this whole thing. I think that's a conversation that's like, maybe she came on a little too hard with that.
Oh, really? Oh, see, I appreciated how she has a strong preference, which, by the way, is tied into her need for security, which early on she said stems from her childhood.
Yes.
She grew up in extreme poverty.
Well, this is, again, another trigger thing. Like with Josy. It's a very similar trigger thing. It's like a upbringing thing where she's like, no, we're sharing it.
Yeah.
It's all ours.
Yeah. I like how she stated her need.
Yeah.
I just like how she didn't pretend to be cool with something that she wasn't cool with.
I agree. 99% of the time, I'd say this is absolutely great. I just think that with all the other stressors going on in this situation, I don't know if that needed to be such a harsh conversation.
Okay. All right.
Personally.
Okay. I saw that one a little differently, but I love it when we disagree. Everyone later on is getting ready for the group party, and the big talking point here is Dustin. Yasmin is anticipating seeing Dustin finally, and I would have thought Andy would be like, oh yeah, like,
whatever.
Like he could joke about it, but already he seems humorless about it, even before they get
Jealous.
there. And then at the actual party, Dustin arrives, and how transparent was this? Andy completely occupies Dustin. Like were they even that close?
No, he was just completely trying to keep him away from Yasmin. And then he continued to do that even when he was with her. Yeah, that was weak move.
And also he's telling Dustin how amazing things are with Yasmin, and how funny is it when she has to go up and be like, hey, can we talk to Dustin to pull him away from Andy? And then she right off the bat is like, it's been hard.
Yeah.
What do you think was happening here? Because on one hand, I do think Andy was a little overbearing and he should have just let them go and have their conversation. He was becoming a nervous Nelly, right? He was becoming kind of jealous. But on the other hand, it did feel like she was telling Dustin things about their relationship that maybe, I don't know. It's like she wanted to reopen that door.
I think she was testing it. I think she was testing Andy.
Testing
testing him to see how he'd react.
Okay.
That's the way it appeared to me.
But didn't it feel like she was also...
There's two ways to look at this. One is she was really testing the waters with Dustin. Like she was like, maybe this will work too.
Yeah.
But Yasmin doesn't strike me as that kind of person.
Yeah.
That seems a little cheap for her.
Yeah.
I think she was testing Andi. She was like, let's see if he can handle this. I want to push it.
Well, he can't handle it.
Can't. Failed the test.
It is a hilariously tense scene now where Andy's sort of circling like a hawk.
Yeah.
He's like standing like a couple feet away, just like.
It was literally like a sketch comedy.
It really was. He won't leave them alone. And then he brings her water and then suggests she's tipsy. I hated this.
It's a bad look.
It's one thing to be insecure, but to suggest that she's tipsy. And I love how she's like, well, you just brought me a glass of water 2 minutes ago. Like, and you're bringing me another one. Like, maybe you're the one who's tipsy.
Yeah, that was a great burn, by the way. I don't think that you're giving that enough credit.
Also, he did seem
he was definitely drunk. He was drunk. Yeah. She was not drunk, and she destroyed him. Yeah. That was it's an absolute destruction, that line.
Isn't it funny how the second one person got a little drunk, the whole show was more interesting? This is like the only scene where someone had too much to drink, and it's like the best scene of all these 4 episodes.
Whoever's in charge of pushing alcohol on people is not doing their job.
They're not working hard enough. What annoys me about Andi in general with this scene is it feels like he's more interested in Yasmin based on the competition all of a sudden.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I know.
He suddenly saw her talking to Dustin, got so jealous. I mean, I've had friends who've literally gotten married and had kids because of a situation like this. And then they're like, what did I do that for? Oh, you did that because you were jealous.
Yeah, jealousy, competition.
Jealous.
Yes.
That jealousy might be riding him all the way to the altar. This is my prediction. Andi and Yasmin get married and last no more than 3 months.
Oh.
Wow. Wow, you're really upset.
Well, I don't want to spoil my prediction. We'll get to the end first. In conclusion with this scene, Yasmin finds it very unattractive.
And it is.
How
Let's be honest.
Is.
You know what? And I'm not tooting my own horn, or maybe I am. Let me toot my horn.
You toot your horn,
If
Andy.
I was in that situation, I would revel. I would feel grateful for the opportunity to see my relationship tested.
Yeah.
I would want to see. I was like, here, enjoy. I'm going to go talk to
You
Konstantin.
only feel that way if your relationship's good. If their relationship was really rock solid, maybe it could be almost a turn on to him that, like there's the guy that you almost went with, but like we're so good. But I think the fact that the relationship isn't really that solid is why he can't handle it.
I agree. But even in that situation, look, this is Love is Blind. It's not like he met her in the real world and they've been dating for 3 months. This is a weird situation. Let the games play out.
I agree. I mean, I really didn't like that he couldn't let her have this conversation. It felt controlling to me.
It was embarrassing. He should be embarrassed.
Yeah. So Dustin finally just excuses himself because it's so awkward.
Dustin's a classy guy. He could have easily been like, dude, sorry, I'm taking over here.
I gotta say, Dustin came off looking really good here.
Yeah. I think Yasmin was like,
I felt a little for her.
I mean, Dustin is,
I forgot how good looking he is.
The worst thing about Dustin is his name.
What's wrong with the name Dustin, Andy?
I don't know. I just feel like he should have a...
Okay, so after the party, now this is a tense scene where she's like, you knew I wanted to talk to Dustin. I told you I wanted to talk to Dustin, and yet you still didn't let me talk to him. She says he came off insecure, like he was marking his territory. And this is where Andi lost me even more. Is when he's like, well, maybe you're the insecure one.
I know, yeah. Nice comeback.
Yeah he pretty much turns everything back on her. Yeah. And
I'd say he should have realized too, by the way, if Yasmin really had eyes for Dustin, really had like a plan, she wouldn't have warned him about it. She would have been like, hey, guess what? I really want to talk to Dustin. I'm going to talk to Dustin.
Yeah,
that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Why do you do that if you have some like malicious idea of how you're going to steal this? It's just, he wasn't reading he wasn't reading between the lines.
Yeah.
He was acting out of weakness and insecurity. And he passes himself off as a very tall, confident, romancer. Yeah. And this doesn't work in that narrative.
No, I agree. In a later scene, they bring her very cute cat home, Fluff.
No, she is he.
I don't know. I think it's a she.
She, they is so cute.
Overall, though, she's not happy. She's not happy. She feels like
that's a cute kid.
Andi wasn't really honest with who he is from the start. She wonders if he's been treating this as a game. She feels his behavior makes her look for faults. But all of this changes when they go wedding dress shopping, Andi. The wedding dress moment. It's the opposite of what we're talking about because even though they're both going into this kind of like, oh, I don't know, she puts on that wedding gown.
Oh, forget about it. It's over.
Was this really as it seemed, or do you think she's just writing this out till the end and she's going to say no?
Look, the editing made it seem, and I'm just going to trust the editing, but I'm too lazy to analyze this. It made it seem like the wedding dress did it for her.
In their scene post-wedding dress and tux shopping, she apologizes for looking for faults. They make up and she says she's back on the high. In her confessional, she says that, which to me is a little concerning because she had said the one thing she doesn't want is to end up in a roller coaster with highs and lows. And I just feel like
I got to be honest.
They didn't solve anything. She just tried on a really great dress.
No, it's such a good dress. I mean, it's a tremendous dress. I don't love this. This is the one critique. Like the one crack I see with Yasmin is this sort of embracing of the highs and lows.
Yeah.
This early on in a relationship. I don't know. I don't know if that's a great indicator of long-term success.
Yeah. I skipped over in the other ones is they have these bachelorette parties. This really stood out to me. It seemed like they barely invited one friend to this.
This is literally the two worst bachelorette parties I've ever seen in my life.
It's like they were each allowed to invite one friend.
It's unbelievable. I've had more fun on business Zoom calls than those bachelor parties.
Andi tells the guys at his bachelor party that going into the wedding is like going into an exam and feeling like you didn't study enough.
Oh, that's not a good analogy. It's not, no. Bad.
He keeps using the word brave about the wedding, and Gunnar's like, that word implies uneasiness. And that brings us to their Oktoberfest gear scene. I don't know if it's Oktoberfest. They're wearing clothes that suggest Oktoberfest, but they're at a fair.
They're fair clothes.
They're fair.
Is that what you do in Germany? You just when you go to the fair, you wear those clothes?
They seem to be the only ones wearing them.
What are those clothes? I was trying to analyze what makes those look so German.
Yeah.
Is it like an extra strap on the overall? There's like extra straps?
They're lederhosen.
I know it's lederhosen. I'm just saying, like, what is it? Like, what makes that, like, you're like, that's German.
Oh, the quality of it?
But what's going on with that extra stuff happening?
I mean, it's the style.
But what is it? What's the function? All clothing has a function.
I don't know the function.
Okay. I was trying to figure it out.
I assume it's some historic thing, sort of like how in Japan, you know, the girls, girls might wear.
But that's super cool.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like really out there.
Yeah, it's really
lederhosen is like not fully committing.
Not fully committing?
Not fully. I feel like lederhosen is like halfway there.
I feel like it's kind of committing.
I mean, if I wear lederhosen, it would be committing. But if I'm in Germany, it's like a half commitment.
Well, Andi, in his lederhosen, decorates a heart cookie with I love you. This is the first time he's saying it. She's very touched by this. She says she loves him too, even if she wants to kill him sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Okay, so now it's their wedding day. He says, so beautiful to her. And she says, thank you. You look very handsome. And he says, yes. Okay, so the vows are actually really lovely. I mean, I felt the sincerity. And Andi says yes. And of course, the cliffhanger is whether or not she'll say yes. But I got to say, even the editing on this, I feel like the editing on this, I don't know if it's the season being really sleepy or if it's more of a style choice with like the German team. But I find that these cliffhangers are not nearly as punchy as they could be.
But they gave away, unless something wild happens, and Yasmin's a total lunatic.
Yeah.
They gave away the ending because when he says yes, she like practically convulses. Like she's like, oh my God, thank you.
She does seem really happy.
If she says no, that's really weird.
Yeah.
And then the editing did a great job. Or they just had an easy job.
I do think the American version would have him saying yes, and then they would show a shot. No, they would show a shot of her
looking
in
doubtful.
Another moment, looking nervous.
They would have completely Franken edited it.
Yeah.
But instead, they just showed her being really excited.
Or maybe they showed that reaction, but she does end up saying no, and that's why they showed it.
I'll be honest with you, based on the overall editing I've seen so far, I don't think that's what happened.
Yeah, the editing on this season seems very sincere.
I don't think the German team is as into cliffhangers as the American team.
Yeah.
Although they don't have many cliffhangers to work with. So
yeah,
it's
well,
not
that's
their
why
fault.
you have to make cliffhangers out of nothing.
This is not a cliffhanger.
That's what Americans are good at.
This is like a curb hanger. You're like, oh, okay.
Okay, wait. So predictions then. Because I really would have thought she'd say no, but you're making me reconsider.
But how could she say no after that reaction? That'd be a crazy person thing to do. Like, how could she do that? Oh, maybe, I guess. I guess.
You know, just to make things interesting, because I know you think she says yes, just to make things, I don't mind being wrong.
Fine.
I'm going to say she says no, just because I don't feel like Yasmin, I don't think they've solved the little issues that she has noticed along the way.
Yeah, but they're going to get divorced in 3 months.
Oh.
3 months.
You don't think they're going to last?
3 months. Tops. Maybe a month.
Maybe editing has led us to not believe in these two, but really they are a great couple. I'm just not feeling it.
Not feeling it.
So many of these episodes were spent being very tense with the two of them. It's hard to root for them. I just feel like there's a better fit for her out there.
Yeah, I just don't. There's a lot of my spidey senses are tingling.
Yeah.
On a lot of fronts.
Yeah.
I don't believe it, and I don't think it's going to end at the altar. I think it's going to end in a very anticlimactic conversation in 3 to 6 weeks. And then
on another low.
Yeah, in a bar where they're like, okay, bye.
Yeah, like they're on a high right now. And what you're saying is there'll be another low. And then, yeah.
They'll have a couple drinks and that'll be it.
Okay, nonetheless, I'm going to say nay.
Okay, I say yay.
Just to make things interesting. Okay, Andy, that's a wrap. So we will end with who would we go for?
Yasmin.
Wow, you're not supposed to say it. I'm supposed to guess, but I would have guessed that.
I know you were going to guess.
She won you over with the cat box.
The cat box is it. It's over. I don't care what else is going on. I'm done.
Andy has a weakness for when girls do creative things.
Handy, creative girls who also love animals.
Yeah.
I got a real, it's tough.
Yeah.
I got a place here for them.
Okay, you got a place
it's right here, right in my pancreas.
Okay, you want to guess who I would go for?
It's like, wait a minute, actually. Oh, yeah. You're going for Konstantin.
No, you think just because I saw his apartment that I would go for Konstantin?
Yeah.
I do like Konstantin. And that apartment was very slick, but
so Gunnar, still Gunnar.
I still go for Gunnar.
Wow, I thought you were going to be won over by Konstantin.
Why?
Just a little more fun, maybe.
Oh, I think Gunnar's fun.
Yeah, but I think
Gunner's
I know what you want.
No, I think Gunnar he can really laugh at himself. His personality's, but I do like Konstantin a lot.
You know what I'm going to say right now?
What?
I think you're full of shit. I think if you spent 6 weeks with each of them, at the end of those 6 weeks, you're with Konstantin.
Maybe. I mean, Konstantin's a close second.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see what happens after the next episode.
Sweet ass apartment in Mallorca.
I mean, if all else fails, and you know what you could say.
He has good taste.
You know what? When he's out on business, you're like, I'll just stay in your apartment. You just go. We need some time apart. I'll stay in Mallorca.
Yeah.
You go.
I won't criticize the cleanliness.
Yeah. I'll tidy it up a little bit. We need some time apart, like maybe 6 months, possibly 3 years, maybe a lifetime. Yeah.
Okay, Andy, that is a wrap for this recap.
All right.
If you enjoyed what you heard today, you know what we will ask of you, and that is to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Instagram and
TikTok.
Leave us Apple and
Spotify
podcast ratings and reviews. Hit the hype button, tell your friends, and generally do all the things you would do to support a podcast you enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Das Hund!
Ruby,
come on. Oh, wow. Just. That's
look
nice.
at this sweetie. Look at this sweetie.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, say hi to the Shandies. Oh my God, her heart is racing.
Oh, really?
She's so excited.
Oh.
Okay, go to Daddy.
Van Uberhund. Come on.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Dear Shandy. Bye-bye.